So, we got a ban list. Who was expecting this? Who was expecting it 2 weeks before it would in theory be able to go into effect? I guess this is just what they do now. But I'm sure everyone's happy about the list, right? Right? No. No. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past 7 hours, since the newest ban list was released, much of the community is not happy. Now, they're never happy about anything, but this list in particular seems to be going over very negatively. Some people even oh my god, I'm afraid for the game's future. Shut up. We've had much worse over the years. But yeah, this list is very, let's say, interesting for right now. But let's talk about it. Let's start right at the beginning with the ban cards, and I think you'll already see what I mean. Now, many people were predicting that for bans, you'd have to hit something in Tri-Brigade, Drytron, maybe get Imperial Order out of here, a lot of theories as to what they would ban. So what did they ban? Only one card. It's Zodiac Barrage! Apparently, Konami thinks it's 2015 or 2016 or whatever, and it's Barrage. Look, and yes, even after the Dryden hit, the Zodiac engine stayed very powerful in Tri-Brigade. The Zood Tri variant is one of the number one ones you see. You also see the Rescue Cat variant. There's other variants there, all of which have probably better options for you to hit to get them all out of here than Zodiac Barrage. It's funny, because I hated this card in Tier 0 Zoo format, but just, nowadays, there's just not a lot to it. What is pure Zoo doing? So why not let them keep just a little something, a little sliver? You took the one Dryden from them, for Christ's sake. So why not let this stay around at least? Well, they didn't, and Tri-Brigade is still probably the best deck. We'll have to see what happens when Sacred Sword comes out soon, but yeah, it's not a good hit, in my opinion. And then next we just get exactly the same thing again. Ava is at 1. Why? I get it. I don't like this card. It's always been kind of annoying. Like all things Ava, it's annoying and a little pretentious. But I feel Drytron, is still very powerful even without it. Yes, Ava can give them some extra power, but they're still pretty powerful on their own even without this thing. So, yeah, this is kind of a bit of a lackluster hit as well. Those are still the two best decks. Next one's okay. Prank Kids Meow Meow Moo. Yeah, fine. I actually don't know a ton about Prank Kids. I think I've only played them twice, and it was both of that CGU thing a while back. So I don't really know the deck as intimately as I probably should, but I know it's been topping a lot, so this probably makes sense. Then we have Fire Formation. Tenki is at 1. But this, I'm fine with this hit. This hit makes sense to me. Tenki, like Rhoda, is a very powerful card. Having that level of search is probably a little bit too much. And yeah, obviously Tenki has some more weaknesses than Rhoda does, but you look at how it's been used over the years, it's a super good card and probably deserved to get hit to 1 a long-ass time ago. Also, if I can't have my generic searcher, no one can! And that's it for limits. It's a bunch of, really weak slap on the wrists, but, this doesn't really change anything. And considering this meta, while not the most oppressive, not the most powerful, it's kind of just been very samey, and people really wanted a change, and we didn't get that. And yes, many people were saying minimum hits this time around. Not a lot to really do. Kind of a simpler form, so I have a simpler list. This is a little too much, even by simple list standards. Remember that list where they only, unbanned 3 cards last year? That was better than this. At least, A, those were cards people cared about, and B, the argument was, should we get a list when there's no competitive going on? But here it's people, there's reason to not like what is currently in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Danger Nessie is at 2. I think Nessie's at 2 in the OCG, and Danger still don't really do much. But yeah, Dangers are powerful, so maybe Nessie will mean something. Use it how you will. Skullcrobat's at 2. That that makes me happy, because, like, now as a Pendulum player, I can factor Skullcrobat Joker into combos more. He's not just that one of, maybe you'll see at some point at 2, there's a little more consistency to him, and I can do a little bit more with him. It doesn't break the world or anything, but it's nice to see. And then finally, for semi-limits, E-Telly is at 2. I think this is at 2 in Japan. So a lot of people are saying this is for mutants. I know next to nothing about that deck, so I can't really comment there. But hey, as a Virtual World player, 2 E-Tellys is nice. I can do a lot with that, actually. So yeah, that might be one of the more impactful things. And listen, if anything, I'll say this much. Virtual World's a fucking winner here. Not only do they not get anything, I mean, granted, they kind of fell off a little bit, but not only do they not get anything, but also they get a little something, and the best decks, like, got a little bit of a consistency hit. Will we see them sort of rise to fame? Not sure, but it's interesting to think about. And then finally, the real star of this list, the real winner, the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is at 3. Double fucking Iris Magician, yo! It's here to wreck the format. It's here to be tier 0. Better be glad there's no YCSs, because they'd all be won by Double Iris Magician. Yeah, it's a 3. Why did they not do this 6 months ago? What were we... What am I supposed to do with 3 Double Iris Magician besides feel more comfortable in my harmonizing plays? Like, why was this not done? Why was he banned in the first place? I don't know why it took this long to get him back to 3. Don't get me wrong, like, having a little something is always nice, but what are we supposed to do with no Electromite or even an Astrograph Sorcerer? Like, this means fucking nothing. So yeah, that was this ban list. Many are angry. Many are annoyed. I'm kind of sitting here like, alright, it's whatever. There's no, like, in-person regionals going on. I kind of want to talk about this more in either its own video or with the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's video. But Konami said on Friday that specifically for the Burst of Destiny format, that no in-person events, like no regionals, like there were rumors of that, but no, it'll all be virtual. I can't help but wonder, maybe the reason this list is so small is that the list is going to be here a while. It doesn't end until January. Burst of Destiny format would end around that time as well. Who's to say maybe the plan isn't to just, if you can hopefully do in-person events again in early 2022, like, have a fresh, fun new format. Let this format kind of, like, go as it will, and then, like, kind of give us something cool to start off again with. But that remains to be seen, but I would like to talk about that theory a little bit more. So yeah, that was this list. Everyone hates it. At least I get some pendulums to fuck around with. But yeah, tell me what you think about this list below. I assume you don't have too many positive things to say. Nobody does. Tell me that below. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me for potentially a couple more Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos this week.